Hello, that's us, your dirty and masculine hosts. This week looking at Days of Thunder. Beth, the pleasure as always. What's the crack?
Um, I saw the new Spider-Man movie.
Oh yeah, me too.
Yeah. Okay, and figured.
Of course. I mean, come
Um,
on.
I know, right? Did you what do you think?
I liked it. I thought it was a little bit overstuffed. I think that I find that with all the recent Spider-Man movies. I've been the first time I've seen all of the Tom Holland movies, they've been like, huh, okay. I enjoyed a lot of that, but I'm not sure about it. And then have grown to love them more as time has went on. And I think that's what might happen here. But like there was a lot to like. I loved how much Punisher was in it. I loved his relationship with Spider-Man. Um, and I also like loved unnamed character. And I was kind of like, as things started happening, I was like, oh shit, is this unnamed character? And it was. So that was exciting.
Yeah. Um, yeah. I Harper was also I think if we're talking about the same unnamed character,
Sure.
she's been watching that series.
Oh, yeah, on Disney.
Yeah, and so it was like I couldn't like her mind was blown because
Yeah.
she's so in love with that named character. So yes, we loved it. It was great. Um, I don't know. I mean, all of the Spider-Man actors, like they all bring something completely different to the
Yeah.
table, and I do think it's an interesting concept of like, what happens if, I don't know how long Tom Holland will be Spider-Man, but like they're approaching territory of like what happens if he grows up, right?
With these box office receipts, at least two
Yeah,
more movies
I would
for
yes.
sure.
Yes. Yeah, I think it's like almost I think it's close to being if it hasn't already like become the highest grossing movie of
I
all
think it
time.
was the highest, like it's like it had the highest grossing domestic, and I think it was like it's been the biggest box office weekend, including Odyssey tickets ever, which is insane.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's absolutely
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. So, also
Hmm.
we introduced the children to Monty Python
Interesting.
and the Holy Grail. Um, and it was fucking hilarious. There were obviously like some parts that I had to skip, but like now they're running around being like, "What is your name? What is your quest? What is your favorite color?" And Charles is just like, he didn't remember his favorite color.
Hey,
Um,
how
yeah.
interesting. Like, were they at first kind of like, what is this? I mean, like the age of it and stuff, or did they take to it immediately?
No, they took to so we went
Good.
I took him to see this hilarious play when we were at Oxford called The Terrible Tutors.
Yes.
And it was like crazy stories and, like puppetry and Henry VIII and his six wives. Um,
Yeah, he kept
so
doing one of the songs whenever I saw
yeah,
you guys.
about
Yeah.
yes, yes. So and it was divorce, beheaded, died,
Yeah.
divorce, beheaded,
That's it.
survived, right? So like I was like, oh, like they're really ready for like good old-fashioned like Mr. Bean or like British humor. And
Yeah.
so I thought, time-wise, like they're, going to like the Tower of London, it would be cool for them to see. And they loved it. So that happened. Also, I have a little bit of a win, I guess.
Mhm.
Um, so I just went down to 1 month or therapy like once a month
Okay, nice.
instead of biweekly or weekly. Um, do you know how long it's taken me?
To move down to that schedule.
Yeah. We
I
were
don't
trying,
know.
my therapist and I were trying to figure it out. I was like, when did we start? I was like, she was like August of 22. So it's been four
Oh,
years.
wow. Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Love it.
for anyone who's listening who's like, therapy isn't doing what it's supposed to do, or like, God, every week, just know it may take time,
Yes.
but it is beneficial and helpful. And if you can, afford it and have access to it, keep going. So,
100%.
yeah.
I mean, like, and I think it's also worth, like, so many things. I think it's worth finding somebody who you work well with, you know?
Yes.
So it's good
That
to,
is absolutely key.
yes, it really is. So, like, I mean,
Yeah.
it can be disheartening at first, and certainly I have had experiences. I've had, like, some great therapists, but, like, also, like, I've had some that I've been like, yeah, okay, you're fine. But I haven't had any outright bad ones, but none, a few that didn't really work super well with me.
Mhm.
So it's good to be honest with it, and I think kind of like, respect the process and kind of move through it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I told her though, I was like, I'm sticking with you like until you retire. Like,
love it.
for tune-ups and all those things. And I was like, life will happen and something will, because me, the eternal optimist, I'm like, someone will die and then I'll be a mess and then, I'll need to talk to you every week again. But for now, that's where I'm at and it feels good. It feels good.
Nice, love it,
How about
love
you? What's the crack with you?
it. So my so I have my medical stuff is I am still, I almost was in therapy too. So if I physically, think my childhood asthma has returned.
Are you kidding me?
Nope. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can find it here.
Aren't you supposed to go biking?
Yep.
You have your inhaler. He's just showing me his inhale. Is that like albuterol or whatever?
I'm not too sure what it is,
What are
but
you
yeah.
putting in your lungs?
Um,
Oh,
Salamol.
okay.
I mean, like they have different names over here for the similar
They,
similar
yeah,
things, so who
yeah.
knows? It might be the same. But I did hear I
What's,
got it from the
how did you
doctor.
notice?
So my breathing, it's happened a few times, and I haven't really talked about it very much with anybody. I have mentioned it a little bit. Like I talked to people a little bit about, and early on in this podcast, I talked about my breathing. What was it? No, 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 no. It was me smelling smoke. Do you remember that?
Yeah,
Right? So
yeah.
weird things have happened with my breathing, and I've also like had a few times where I've struggled to get full breaths, but they've kind of like passed. And I hadn't really, it had never lasted long enough for it to really concern me. But then I've had about a month of um bad, I'm really struggling to get full breath, I would say, for like a full month or so. And like obviously with me doing a bit more like exercise stuff like running and things like that, it's a bit of a problem. So it
Not getting
has,
enough oxygen.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So it's persisted for a month or so now, and I finally spoke to the doctor about it yesterday, I think. So yeah, I mean, like not confirmed, but like he did like a breath test, and he was like, that is shallower than it probably should be. So here, try this stuff, and we'll kind of keep an eye on it, and we'll see how we go. So
that sucks.
hooray! And mentally,
Yay.
in the middle of a depressive period, hooray!
Yay.
Ding
Your
ding ding
body's
ding
like,
ding ding.
time to break
Oh
down.
yeah, mentally and physically shafted.
Mike has asthma. Did I tell you this?
I don't think you have now.
Yeah, like so his are like allergy based.
Ugh.
Not I mean there are different types of asthma, right? Like one
Sure.
is just like physiological, which sounds like that's what you have.
Hmm.
And his is yeah, he's allergic to everything. Um Less now that we live in the desert, but
Yeah.
definitely like all of the pollen and stuff when we lived in Oregon. So yeah, I'm well versed in inhalers.
I think like my hay fever probably has been exacerbating it because like I had years where I didn't really get impacted by hay fever, but it seems to have come back on. I think that has,
Yeah.
made things worse.
Yep.
But yeah. Final thing to talk about is I have started playing D&D recently. I've been using my bard character. Bards are so much fun. One of the things I particularly wanted to talk about. So I'm kind of like theming my bard in a certain way and kind of taking spells that kind of complement that. So it's the bard kind of subclass that I've chosen has an ability called cutting words, and he can kind of
Ooh.
interrupt attacks and things like that, and that will like lessen the effect or lessen the attack or different sorts of things. So what I've decided to do is like have an insult on deck every time that
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's so much fun.
Yeah. No, that's not only is it funny, but it also like helps you win.
Massively entertaining. Yeah, so like it's great. I've been loving it. It's my first kind of like time playing like a magic kind of class and or magic using class, I should say. And yeah, it's great. I'm loving it.
Amazing.
So yeah. But that's it. So Beth, do you have any what's occurring for us?
I do. I've got some stuff. Okay, so um, we've got actually a few requests for Punk Month.
Okay.
Uh,
Oh, I wonder who.
okay, so we've got punk icon Iggy Pop appears in Jim Jarmusch's Dead Man.
Yes.
Henry Rollins has a different, I mean, we could, yeah, anything Henry Rollins.
Yeah. Loads of
He's in
stuff.
everything. Um, even, yeah, he's, we've already done Lost Highway, but like,
He's been in stacks
he's
of
in
other stuff.
everything.
We
Yes.
get
The
yeah.
Green Room is all about punk
It is.
and it's horror, and neo-Nazis, and it was filmed in Oregon.
It's a good movie.
Um, so those are some that we can add to our list. I also have our next last exit to nowhere quiz.
Oh, okay, excellent.
All right,
Love it.
okay, so put on your thinking cap.
On.
Okay, ready?
Mm-hmm.
First one. I'm not saying you get more conservative as you get older or anything, but after more than 9 hours of this shit, I'd say just hunt those magic whales for their brain juice, especially if they're not even going to put a joke in to explain who gets their piercings in or who's tattooing the fucking things.
It's Avatar 2, Way of the Water.
Yes! Uh, so
It's good. Those are good questions that need to
these
be
are good.
raised.
I know, right? So Top Fan said Avatar 2, especially 3. God damn. It's just the same fucking story 3 times. Jim, what the fuck? I
Yeah.
agree. I agree.
Yeah. I mean, like, they're three good movies, but yeah, they are very, I mean, like, especially two and three are
Yeah.
way too similar.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed
Yeah.
all of them, so
I
I
know.
can't say
And
anything.
they're just going to keep filming them forever. So,
Yeah.
okay, you ready for the next one?
Hmm.
I'm not saying you get more conservative as you get older or anything, but Colonel Shikishima was right about those hedonistic fools running his city into the ground, especially that slimy bastard Councilman Nizu.
I don't
Okay,
think I do know
think.
this now.
You do. I know you do.
I
Think back
do,
to
but
like
like,
high school comic.
uh,
They made into a movie.
yeah, no,
Starts with an A.
it's not helping. Is it? No, I don't know. My brain's
Akira.
no, huh?
Akira.
Akira. Damn it!
Yeah.
I've just rewatched Akira recently as well. Not
Okay,
bar.
that's okay. You know what?
Sorry.
1 out of 2. You're
Yeah,
you're you're still, you're still flunking.
I'm gonna draw. Yeah,
Okay.
50%.
So I know, right? So, because we keep talking about Jared Leto all the time,
Sure.
there's a bonus Leto edition.
Okay.
Okay, you ready?
Hmm.
I'm not saying you get more conservative as you get older or anything, but losing your arm through your own willful misadventure seems a just outcome for a junkie bastard who routinely rips off his own mother and encourages his girl to prostitute herself.
Requiem for a Dream.
Yes,
Phew. I
I
was
know.
I knew what the film was, and I was struggling to
To
remember the
remember, you're like,
title.
it's Memento
Yeah.
or something, right? I get those two confused. Not,
Yeah.
and they're completely different. And like, anyways, and
Yeah.
like, Requiem is just literally like the most depressing movie I've ever
Yeah.
seen ever.
It's pretty brutal. Yeah.
Uh, okay, last one. I'm not saying you get more conservative as you get older or anything, but that dickhead was too fucking blonde and definitely had all those extra punches coming.
Oh, Fight Club.
Yes, good job. God, I'm impressed.
I mean, like, my
Yeah,
brain is mostly movies, right?
I know, it's true. But like I totally forgot Leto was in Fight Club.
Yeah, and like one of his like kind of first, I think, post My So-Called Life roles,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think. Um,
And it
yeah.
was like a big deal for him to yeah, land that. Anyways, so Top Fan had a good point of like why is Leto still getting roles even though like this has been he's
It,
been his mistreatment of women has been children has been an open secret for like
I,
decades. Like
I
who does
think
he know?
exactly. I think he's got some dirt in somebody. Like I think it's the
Yeah.
only answer because like not only Is it knowing that he's not a great guy to work with? He's been very dodgy around women for a long time. Um, but like he doesn't like his movies don't open well. Morbius was a disaster. Tron Ares was a disaster. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't like get bring good box office. So it's really bizarre.
Yeah. And he had
Um,
that cult for a while too, didn't he?
yes, he did. I like
Okay.
definitely a sketchy dude. Like I saw somebody point out online, they were like, "This is awful," and I don't mean undercut it, but this is basically what all sort of like rock stars did in the like 70s and 80s, and it's like or like 60s, 70s, and like yeah, that's a good point. It doesn't make it any less horrifying, and I'm kind of
No.
glad that these things are kind of like, I mean, eventually kind of come to light, in this era, but. Geez, it took a little bit too long. It has been known about him for decades now, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. And like other people have been, I don't know, like other people have risen and fallen
Hmm.
faster, and I am curious too. So
Yeah.
if anyone has information about why
I
Jared
don't know if I like where
Leto,
this is going.
I know, allegedly,
Yeah.
allegedly, allegedly. Okay, I'll stop.
So
Okay, okay, go ahead.
so I have
I've got,
one a returning
okay.
feature, not the return feature you think.
Hmm.
It's my ongoing returning feature, and the feature's called Has Beth watched Shogun yet? So Beth, have
Fuck.
you? That's a no, everybody. That's a no. Beth has still not watched Shogun. Okay, that's it. That's the beginning and the end of that feature. Have you got anything else?
Yes, you do. I'm writing Shogun back at the top of my list of my
Sure, I've
paper
heard it
that I'll
before.
recycle right when we're done
I'm
the
gonna I'm gonna renew this
recording.
renew
Okay,
this
clear. Yes.
feature
Fuck.
in like 6 months.
Oh my God. Um, okay. Sorry, that cracked me up. Stop being funny. I have to focus.
Okay,
Okay, so clarification station.
sure.
All right, Andy is a liar.
Yeah, true.
He said he would do the non-Spider-Man Spider-Verse NSMSV.
Hmm.
Non-Spider-Man Spider-Verse, sorry. If he gets to watch all four movies on separate screens at the same time. Also, his argument that has seen all these movies already, so it won't do them on the podcast is a strange argument to make, considering it's a podcast where he rewatches movies.
Eh,
Hashtag Morbius test of time.
to be clear, my issue with these movies is, and having watched them before, is just that I never want to watch them again because they're terrible. It's not to do with like that's not the reason, that I've seen them
Yeah,
before. It's just that
yeah.
because I've seen them before, I know they're awful. So no.
Okay. And then the second one is I think I told you this one already. But I keep laughing about it. So normally it's Andy who comes out with the foolishness, but Beth has taken the gold medal with, "Do you guys in Ireland have bees?"
Yeah, he told me this one.
So to which do they have bees in Antarctica?
I mean, I don't think they've got a ton of insects up there, but I'm sure they've got some.
Well, fair question to ask. I'm
No,
not, they don't?
there's the only continent on Earth where bees do not live,
Is Ireland.
Antarctica.
Really?
Hmm.
Huh.
So
Well,
yeah.
now we've clarified that.
Yep, yep, yep. There you
So,
go.
yep.
All right.
So that's what I've got there.
I hope you're all
Okay.
happy at home.
Mm,
Okay, let's move on to this week's subject, which is the third in our Nicole Kidman season, Days of Thunder. When this started, I was a little bit worried it was going to be a true romance situation again, where like she was going to have like 5 minutes of screen time, but that's not
yes.
true.
No,
Like she
no.
doesn't appear
At
for like
at minute 37, I was like,
37.
we haven't seen her
Yeah.
yet.
But then she's there, and then she's in it a fair bit. She's not in it loads. I mean, it basically is like literally a Tom Cruise vehicle.
Yeah.
And it's just like all about him. Just
Yeah.
like one entrance for the cruiser, just like
Can we
it's just
talk
like
about that? Oh my God.
it's so, I mean, it's obviously like it's what 1990, so it's like on that cusp, but it is such a distillation of those kind of 80s, 90s cliches, it really is. But yeah, interesting. Did you
It was
know?
kind of like Top Gun, but like in cars.
Yes. And I think that was it. I think that was an attempt to like replicate that formula, but like not quite as successfully.
Uh-huh.
So did you know this is the only film I've ever walked out of?
No.
Yeah, that's the thing. I was saving the story for you. Now, I there's a kind of a few reasons for this.
Ooh,
Basically,
you had to you had to take a shit.
yeah, no, I mean like that would be like it's a very, very valid reason why I would leave a cinema, but no, I was like very young at the time, and it was in a cinema. So basically, there's we have holiday camps over here, and you go to the holiday camp, and all your entertainment's in one place. So we did that whenever we were very young, and it was on in one of the basically one of the activities you could do was the cinema, and they would show like different films, whatever was kind of on at the time or whatever had just been on. So like I had spent no money in this. I had no stake in kind of seeing it through to the end. I watched half an hour and was like, yeah, I'm bored. I'm out of here. I like,
Ah.
you know how much I love the cinema. Even terrible films I've watched, I stay to the end. But like in that era, it wasn't the same. It didn't have the same meaning for me, I guess.
Hmm. Huh. Curious to have this conversation. Yeah, the only two movies, I think I've told you this, that I've walked out of. I walked out of Bambi.
Yes.
Uh, yeah, horrified.
Like
And
after like
then
the first scene, first 5 minutes.
no, I think I like held on until the fire, and then
Oh
I was just like,
God.
I
Yeah.
can't do this. Yeah, I'm dead. I'm done. Just
Yeah.
sobbing, like 5 years old. And Dances with Wolves.
Kids, it was bored as hell.
No, because they fucking shot the wolf
Oh God, they
and the
did. Yeah.
horse, and I was
Yeah.
like, fuck this, gotta go.
It's
So yeah,
fair.
I will. What you kill the animal, I will walk the fuck out. Um, okay, so. This movie is basically about Tom Cruise's character, who is a young hotshot stock car driver, getting his chance to compete at the top level of NASCAR.
Hmm. Yeah, and I mean like his name, if you can believe
All
it,
the names, all
is
the names.
Cole Trickle. What a
Okay,
fucking
can we
name.
just? I have to talk about poop and pee, Andy.
Okay, interesting. Okay.
So I sometimes my mind asks questions as I'm watching movies, and I'm like, okay, so like how long are they in the car? Like if they're doing a pit stop where they get their tires changed and, get water or whatever, like can they get out and go to the
Hmm.
bathroom? And like they're in the car for like over 3 hours sometimes. And, it's like 100. So I've done some research. Do you want to know my diaper facts?
Absolutely. Some NASCAR racers. I was gonna say, I bet you it's adult
Yeah.
diapers is the
Yeah, yeah,
answer.
yeah. Okay, so actually, so yeah, basically like the heat is it's like 100 degrees in the car. So the problem is not necessarily like having to pee, it's staying hydrated.
Yeah.
Um, but like I looked at all these articles about like do NASCAR like I guess it's a big question, like do NASCAR drivers wear diapers or catheters?
Hmm. Hmm.
And the answer is no, they do not. And so then I was like, well, that doesn't sound right. So I went to the authority in all things, which is Reddit. So allegedly,
Hmm.
Tony Stewart shit his fire suit. They wear fire suits. So the suits they wear aren't just like cool, like
Oh,
suits
it's to prevent them
to
going on
prevent them
fire.
lighting, yeah, the car lighting them on fire when they
Wild.
invariably wreck it. Okay, so Tony Stewart allegedly shit his fire suit due to an upset stomach at the 2004 Watkins Glen race, a race in which he won and was quickly whisked away to clean up and change before the victory celebration.
Nice.
Someone else said, "If you buy a used NASCAR suit, just make sure you run it through the wash." And then my favorite was they're only at most 3 hours long in a hot cockpit. The problem is staying hydrated. And in the case of ending the race with a wet seat, the proper response is, it was like that when I got in. To then
Smart.
I hearkened back to when I was like, Andy, what the fuck happened with the Titanic in Belfast? And you were like, it was fine when it left.
Yeah, exactly. That's the old line, the old standard. It
Yeah.
was fine when it left.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
was
yeah.
fine when it left us.
So
I
yeah,
have
that's what I learned about.
because
That's what I really learned about NASCAR.
that's interesting, and I'd imagine like if it's 100 degrees in there, I'm sure those fire suits are not cool at all. I'm sure they
No, they're
only
not.
make you warmer. So that must
Yes.
be pretty uncomfortable. It's quite a feat of endurance. And like I can't remember where it was. I was listening to somebody on a podcast talking about racing, and then they were talking about even like, some of the shorter kind of sprint races that they had done. And they talked about how draining it was, like the amount of
Yeah.
concentration that you need to have. So I would say you must be physically shattered after a NASCAR race, especially if it's 3 hours.
I would assume like just like driving the car for 3 hours anywhere is exhausting.
I don't know why
And
people.
like so like and I don't I feel like NASCAR is kind of like an American sport,
Yes, it
right?
is.
Okay, so like no one else is like, yay, stock car racing. Um
No, to an extent, but not at that level.
yeah, so like F1, like they take over a city,
Yeah,
they're driving through the streets. Like NASCAR, you're just going around in a circle
yeah.
for like 3 hours. So not only is it, an endurance thing, but you're just like driving around in a circle and trying not to like die.
I think that like there tends to be. I mean, like, I don't know a ton about racing, honestly, but there tends to be like more that sort of racing is done with old piece of shit cars that people don't mind getting destroyed in this country, to my knowledge, and you see them
I get you.
sometimes in
Yep,
like
yep.
people's
We had
garages and
those
stuff like
too.
that.
Yeah.
So I think that like that's it. And obviously there is different levels of motorsports racing, but like in terms of like stock car stuff, I do not think there's much of it here, but I could be wrong.
Would you go to a NASCAR rally
Yeah,
race?
absolutely.
Yeah.
I've been to like a drag racing um
Those are
tournament
weird
type thing.
and
They are weird.
loud.
That
Yeah.
was in Australia and it was interesting.
Yeah,
Um
we have a drag, like next time you come, we have a drag strip that's like 10 minutes from our house, 5 minutes,
uh-huh.
um, in the next town over, and I've just never like gone, but we were watching the movie last night and we were like, yeah, we should totally go. Now that my son can like handle loud noises better.
Yeah,
Um, okay. So do you want to get into who
absolutely.
directed?
So you've done the synopsis. So director is Tony Scott, who we have covered before with True Romance. Um so we'll just
Two
talk a
very
little.
different films.
A very different film. I think I'll talk a little bit about his connection to this film in particular. Um, it really seems like based on what I found when I looked into it that he was kind of a director for hire. They were very much trying to replicate what he had done with Top Gun, but for cars, and obviously a lot cheaper if you're doing it with cars versus planes.
Yeah.
Um, but one of the things I kind of wrote whenever this movie started was Dom Simpson and Jerry Bruckheimer. Oh my, because like, you
Oh,
know, because
yes.
like that was my other thought about Cold Trickle was like this is a name that has been written by somebody who is on cocaine, right? And like, then
Yes. Yes.
and then
Cole
Don Simpson,
Trickle and Rowdy Burns.
right? So like
Yeah.
Simpson and Bruckheimer being part of that also just only amplifies those thoughts.
Yes.
But
Yes.
the film itself, it sounds like this was Tom Cruise's kind of baby, him and I think it was Robert Towne was the other kind of screenwriter. It was their
Hmm.
kind of baby. And I think that Tony Scott was kind of brought in as a director for hire because of his connection with Cruise, because of his connection with Top Gun.
Hmm.
Um, but the movie itself was kind of plagued with delays due to frequent arguments on set between Don Simpson, Jerry Bruckheimer, Tony Scott, and sometimes Robert Towne over how to set up a shot. So a real chill vibe on set with the signs of things. Um,
Okay.
so
Can
yeah,
I add to that?
absolutely.
So a couple of the trip oh, sorry. I'm getting excited using my hands and hitting everything. So trivia around that because I was like that I forgot that like Don Simpson and Jerry Bruckheimer ever had like a production company together
Yes.
because I'm just you just you're so used to seeing just Jerry Bruckheimer's name. So I guess uh, they often started their days on set having arguments between Simpson, Bruckheimer, Town, and Scott over how to shoot the scenes. Meanwhile, the crew sat around getting paid, sometimes for 20 hours a day.
Yeah,
Some later said that they made so much time overtime on the film over because of the fighting that they could have gone on vacation for 4 full months after update.
amazing.
So, I guess that the box office performance wasn't good, and that's what destroyed the relationship between Paramount, Simpson, and Bruckheimer.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Yeah, yeah. So it underperformed. Um, the studio was super pissed, and yeah, it broke up their friendship. So, and production
Interesting. Yeah,
company.
no, because I did see it did like have a decent return, but probably not good enough. Um,
I'm surprised because like this is one of those movies that I rewatch uh with frequency
oh,
and
really?
I yeah, so but I think it's just because of my secret love affair with Robert
I
Duvall,
was gonna
you
say he is
know?
amazing in it. He's great.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah. Yeah.
so much fun.
So so yeah, Tony Scott,
Yeah, indeed. Tony's
director for
I was
hire.
gonna say poor Tony Scott in this case. You
Uh-huh.
know, like
Uh-huh.
especially if it's like it sounds like at the culmination of Don Simpson and Jerry Bruckheimer working together, that must have been a brutal experience. You know.
I can't imagine.
Yeah.
Um, okay, so I guess like in 80, so like 3 years prior to when the movie came out, Tom Cruise and Paul Newman were testing cars at the NASCAR Busch Grand National Series. And after the test, Tom Cruise went to dinner with Rick Hendrick
Okay.
and uh they were just like sharing stories. Okay, so Hendrick Motorsports. Okay, yeah. So sorry, I missed that. Blah blah blah. So and he was listening to the drivers, like they were with some other drivers, just like telling stories. And then Tom Cruise was starting, he was basically like pitching the idea of what would become the concept for Days of Thunder. So we have Tom Cruise and Paul Newman to thank for this movie.
Amazing. Um, I mean, like, yeah, maybe amazing.
Yeah.
I love it.
And
Okay.
also, like, wouldn't it be cool to like drive stock cars with Paul Newman? Anyways,
100% it would be rad,
yeah,
I would say. Yeah, I
yeah.
would say he'd be a fun dude to do that with.
Jealous,
Uh,
jealous, jealous, Tom.
um, have you given us a bit about story? Am I sorry, I was looking at
That's no,
UK stock
that was
cars.
it.
That was
That
it.
was
Okay,
it.
apologies. Um,
Find
yeah,
any like?
no, no, it is kind of what I thought it was, which is a way far
Yeah.
more chaotic. There is like a slightly higher level to it, but it's nothing like the US one at all.
Yeah, we have ones where like you like drive around in a pit and like hit each other.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
basically what the
Yeah.
UK one is, by the
Yeah.
sounds of things, you know.
Yeah. So that
Um,
yeah, NASCAR is just like um the way that they figured out how to turn a real profit.
yeah,
So
yeah.
on that. But they still hit each other and,
Oh yeah,
crash
absolutely.
and
I think
that whole
that's
thing.
a core component in all of its forms.
Yeah.
Um, okay, so music was done by Hans Zimmer in full kind of like 80s, you know.
It's like it's so amazing. The
It,
guitar riff.
yeah. It also feels like, any production, and I know that he did a lot of work with Bruckheimer and Simpson as well.
Scott.
Like it feels like they probably had quite a heavy hand in terms of what they were looking for because it feels very much in line with all of the things that they did. Um, but it also feels like, because like obviously Hans Zimmer has done tons of movies. We have had him on like he says we've covered him on the podcast multiple times now. And there's a kind of like early era Zimmer, which is kind of quite synthy, kind of quite kind of 80s, 90s, a wee bit cheesy. And then he like becomes, an older kind of Hans Zimmer that's like elder statesman who does,
Yeah.
who's very kind of like a chameleon in terms of like the range of stuff that he's done.
There are like there's literally every weekend there's some band or orchestra
Yeah.
playing doing Hans Zimmer night.
And I mean, like, he has got some truly incredible, and again, like, and I think what really kind of like his stuff, his work on June was what really kind of was like, yeah, this
Yeah.
guy can do
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah. Agreed.
Um, so he did the soundtrack with guitarist Jeff Beck, and the film's theme song, "The Last Note of Freedom," which I don't know if I picked up on that, was sung by David Coverdale of the band Whitesnake at
No
Tom
way.
Cruise's request. Yeah.
No way.
Hmm.
That's incredible.
So yeah, there you go.
Wow, wow,
Yeah. I
wow.
Whitesnake are one of those bands that like I'm aware of, but I don't think I could name any of their songs. But I bet if you played me like a handful of them, I'd be like, oh yeah, that rocks.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You
Same.
know,
I know who
uh,
they are.
I know who they are exactly, and I'm
But
sure
I wouldn't
more.
like wear a t-shirt because I don't
No,
listen to It's like people that buy band t-shirts but don't actually like I love the Rolling
it
Stones.
has become a
Like
whole
you
thing.
never listen to the Rolling Stones.
Yeah, it has become a whole thing in this country where like
Vintage t
standard,
band t-shirts.
exactly,
Yeah.
normie clothing stores will have like Ramon shirts or like Nirvana
Yes.
shirts and stuff,
Yes.
you know.
Yes.
And I'm like,
Yes.
enjoy it, but like I'm also like, as much as I don't like that necessarily, I also don't like people who kind of police that shit, who'll go up to somebody and go, "Excuse me, Nirvana fan, what's your favorite album? What's your favorite track?" Those people also
Totally.
suck, but
I
there's a middle ground.
remember when they put the Kate Bush song into Stranger Things, and who's the guy that directed Ragnarok?
Oh,
And
take it with TD.
yeah, he was just like, Kate Bush is like from my era. You're not allowed to have Kate Bush. And I was
Fuck.
like, don't be cock blocking Kate Bush from the
I
rest of the world.
I mean, like, Taika Waititi is somebody who I have very, very, very quickly gotten bored of. I don't know if I was ranting about it on here, possibly, but like I feel like him
No,
and kind of
maybe.
James Gunn have, a lot to answer for in terms of what a lot of our current blockbusters are. And like sometimes that has worked well, but like I it just then creates a bit of a stranglehold on what blockbusters can be.
Agreed.
So,
Agreed. I have some thoughts on that with other directors too.
oh, absolutely. But like I think,
Uh,
like I've seen certain things. Like I think the Dungeons and Dragons movie is a really good example of somebody taking the right lessons from like Guardians of the Galaxy, but like so often
the
it's just like, but that movie was a failure. So like, you know,
first one was good.
no, there's only one Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh no, no. I mean, I
The
was talking
Guardians.
about yeah,
I,
but the other two movies, I was just like, oh my God. Like the
I,
third one with all the like animals being tortured. I was like, okay,
yeah, that's true. The first one was great. I say I wasn't crazy about the second one. The third one I enjoyed a bit more, but yeah, I know what you mean. It was tough.
yeah. Okay. So yeah, I mean, I went to a NASCAR race and it was just the tail end of this. It was like it was like the last like 10 minutes because we got the time wrong and it was like an hour out of Vegas.
Okay.
But it was like an epic 10 minutes and like the noise was insane. Watching the movie, I was like, not much has changed in
Interesting.
terms like
Wh- When would it have been that you were at this race?
probably like 2018.
Okay.
We went to a Little John show and
What?
yeah.
I
What?
should have put more
Um,
English in that.
yeah. Um, and a NASCAR race.
Nice.
And I was
Whoa,
like,
hell yeah.
I know. And I was like, this is I think a like perfect weekend.
That's like me going to,
Um,
that's like when I went to see Kid Rock in Detroit.
exactly, exactly. Um, okay, so yeah, I mean, yeah, not much has changed in that world, and it's pretty believable because they actually filmed a lot of it during the races, actual races that were
That
happening,
makes sense. Yeah.
which is also a cheaper way to do things.
Yeah.
So cheaper than flying planes. Okay,
Yeah.
favorite actors.
So I need to talk a little bit about how thrilled I was that John C. Riley was in it. And then I was like, I mean, he doesn't have a ton to do, but I think that's the youngest I've ever seen him in a film in a project, like I just obviously would have had no idea who he was back then. And I also then wondered how directly that factored into Talladega Nights being
Thank
a
you.
thing.
I was hoping you would pick that up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like, I don't know if you've seen Step Brothers.
I love Step Brothers. We watched it
Okay,
together, remember?
we did. That's right. That's right. So they actually, did I tell you this? They actually do have a Catalina wine mixer now
Yes.
out on Catalina Island
Hell yeah. We
because of Step Brothers.
we have to go.
So next time you come,
Yeah, we'll go
like
to the
the ferry is at Dana Point, and it's like a 45-minute ferry ride. So
I
we're gonna go. And they have
I
buffaloes out there. It's
one of
pretty
my
weird.
favorite comedic moments is just whenever it's cuts to lots of different people go fucking Catalina wine mix. It's just great. It's just like it builds and builds and they keep adding it on and it never gets tired.
Totally
It's
forgot we watched that together.
yeah,
And you were like, "You'd never seen this?" And I was
yeah.
like, "No." Okay.
It rocks. It's great. It's a great movie.
Uh, okay. Okay. Um, yeah, I also appreciated seeing him, and I just love Robert Duvall. Everyone
Yes, he was
knows it.
fantastic in it.
I
He
wrote
was so like electric in this, like
just
animated. He was brilliant.
I might make us watch Lonesome Dove.
Okay, I haven't seen that either.
Oh my God. It's like his character in that is it's just so it's the best character. Um, I just don't know if I can watch like the last. It was always like we had the box set and like the last tape was still wrapped in plastic because it was too sad.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Um, okay. I wrote down Nicole Kidman's hair. It's one of my favorite characters because it's so pretty and I
It is.
just love her like red curly hair. She was great.
I, I
Um,
I wrote down for her, is this some Doogie Howser shit? Like she's a doctor, she's practicing
brain
neuro
surgeon,
brain surgeon, and she's
neurosurgeon.
23, right?
She was she? Did they give an
Yes.
age? Are you
No, no, no,
serious?
no, no, no. That's what age Nicole Kidman actually was at the time. So she
When
probably
she
was 22 and filming this, and I'm like, come on, bro. Not only am I to believe that you are a brain doctor at
hmm
22, but not
hmm
only that, a woman doctor too. I don't know, man.
Oh.
Just stretching credibility here, guys. I am joking, everyone at home. That was a joke. I obviously respect women doctors.
Ooh, you are on
Uh,
fire today, my friend.
right? What's going on?
Okay. I mean, Tom Cruise obviously did a great job. Yeah, Robert Duvall is just everything he does is so believable, or everything he does, his character, whatever he creates, you just love the fucker.
Yeah.
Um, Carrie Elwes?
Yes.
Is that how you pronounce his last
I think
name?
it's Carrie Elways. Elways is how I've
Elwes?
heard it. Yeah, that's how I've
I
heard it
watched like
pronounced.
four TikToks of and everyone had a different way of
Yeah.
pronouncing it. So
Yeah,
I
who
tried,
knows?
everyone. I tried. I tried. Um, he did a great job playing a total asshole.
He did. Like, not a lot to do, but
Yeah.
he was great in it.
Yeah.
Also, Michael Rooker. I always like. It's always like. It was like. Oh, yeah, I've kind of forgotten that Michael Rooker was like a fairly mainstream kind of actor for a long time, and then like got
Hmm.
into like weirder shit as time went on. But yeah, it was fascinating to see that.
Okay, you want some interesting history on this movie?
Yes, please.
History. Okay, so production began without a finished script.
Oh my God.
Scripts were often written the day of filming, while everyone was fighting, probably. During one driving sequence, Tom Cruise actually had to read his lines off cue cards attached to this windshield. So I was like, we'll just tape it on there. We'll just tape it on. It'll be fine. Which resulted in a minor car accident.
Of course.
So for the rest of the driving sequences, Cruz had to wear an earpiece and have his lines fed to him. Um, okay. So some of this stuff, I was like, there were some scenes where like there's the car scene where they like have to drive in the same car to dinner because like
Yeah.
NASCAR bosses were like, get your shit together, guys. And then so they like rent another car and then they like drive or like they race across town and like bash the shit out of their cars.
Yeah.
Um, so that was based on something true.
Oh,
The
really?
scene, yeah, so the scene where they're destroying the rental cars by racing them through the city streets, uh, references early 1950s NASCAR superstars Joe Weatherly and Curtis Turner, each of whom were known to rent cars, race, and crash them with abandon. So
Wow, what a
this is
life.
why it is so hard to rent a car, you guys.
That's true.
Why it takes an hour standing at the counter
Or at
anywhere
least
you
or
go.
at least that's the excuse they use anyway to just to kind
Well,
of gouge
yes,
money out of you.
right? It's Weatherly and Turner wrecking cars for the rest of us. Okay. At the final Daytona race, the gentlemen start your engines is someone famous. Um, let's do like Rumpelstiltskin. You get three guesses.
Oh God. Wait.
And I'll say it's a male who was like super famous in the 70s.
Oh my God.
Uh, and
Okay.
had a problem with plastic surgery in his later life.
Is it it's one of these times when I struggle to think of a single name.
It's fine. I can just tell you.
Yeah, do please tell me.
It's Burt Reynolds.
Oh God, okay. I don't think I would have like I don't think he would be one of my guesses, but that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I know. I was just like, okay, so I was yeah, I read that and I was like, okay, let's look. And you hear his voice. Okay, so there's scene where um Cole is told that he can't pit the car because the crew is eating ice cream because he's doing such a shitty job that Harry, the Robert Duvall character, is just like, yeah, I'm not even gonna bother. Like, we're just gonna hang out. So this incident actually occurred in the 1987 Southern 500 involving Hendrick Motorsports number 35 team with the crew chief Harry Hyde and Richmond's replacement driver Benny Parsons. So yeah, that happened. They were eating ice cream, and he jumped out of the car and like went after his crew chief.
It's a good
So
bit.
Harry Hyde is what the Robert Duvall Harry is based on that actual man.
Okay.
Um, so there's a scene where Robert Duvall tells Tom Cruise to hit the pit car or the pace car.
Yes.
And it's funny because he's like, "Why?" And he's like, "Because you've hit every other goddamn thing on the track. I want you to be perfect." That actually happened. That was uh, based on a real life situation with driver Buddy Baker and his crew chief at the time, Harry Hyde. So
Nice.
I know I need to know more about Harry Hyde
Yeah,
because he
absolutely.
sounds like a fucking total badass.
I'd say that like NASCAR in particular is just chock full of characters. Like even whenever Cole first arrives and they're like a Yankee,
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
doesn't
And
belong
there's
down
like
here.
no, and there's Confederate flags flying
Yeah.
everywhere. Yeah. They open there. I think they're putting in a track somewhere in Southern California. I have to find
Oh,
out.
really? Wow. Okay.
Yeah, yep, I'll let you know. So yeah, that's some trivia.
I like how the South in the USA isn't necessarily all of the South, right? Like the South is
No,
kind
it's
of like the South East kind of ish,
yeah,
and
yeah.
also a little bit of the Central, and
You could say California is part of the southern part of the United States because
sure.
we are
Yeah. But
like
in terms
I'm
of
about
what
as
people think of as the South, California
yeah.
would not be included in that.
No, no,
Yeah.
not at all. Nope.
Um,
California is its own. Like when they said this in the movie, they were like California is like its own. thing.
Yeah, I
Like,
think that also based on my experience with Texas, the same could be said for that Texas as well.
yes, yes,
Yeah. Okay.
agreed.
Nice.
Um, yeah.
Shall we move on to our final few wee sections here?
No, I have more.
Okay, okay, okay.
I forgot to um so I wrote some notes that are very important.
Okay.
R.I.P. Dale Earnhardt Sr. He made an appearance, and I was like, oh, I'm miss
Okay.
that man. It was a hard day for America when he wrecked his car.
Even
Okay,
I know that name. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So that there's an entrance with Tom Cruise where he like drives in on a motorcycle, and there's like it's a clear blue day and he's driving and then he gets closer and in the next scene and there's smoke all around him, and
Yeah.
then the next scene it's a blue clear day. I just love it so much. It's so like
The Rocks is perfect.
yeah, it's so good. They're like fog machine, smoke machine. Um
It's
okay,
also some like
quotes.
it's also some like proper, action hero bullshit when your
Oh
lead
yeah.
character drives in on a motorbike with no helmet and just like,
With no helmet
cool
onto a
clothes. Yeah. Yeah,
racetrack,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
which
Amazing.
you probably need access to,
Yeah.
you can't just like drive in. Where's his key card?
He
Okay,
couldn't ruin his hair.
it's true. Um, quotes that are my favorite. And rubbing sun is racing, and rubbing sun is racing.
Yeah.
And then you looked like a monkey fucking a football out there. The visual
That's
on that is, I forgot that I stole that from this movie. Um,
it's a good line.
yeah, I was like, why are adult diapers not getting in on the sponsorship action? And then Tom Cruise and his front tooth. He has like one front tooth.
Okay.
Google it. The wheelchair race where they're like in the hospital and they're like,
Yeah.
and then I wrote Nicole Kidman, the brain surgeon, dating a NASCAR driver. That would be hard.
Yeah, like that's an unlikely combination. But he was a
Yeah,
Californian
true.
NASCAR driver, so
And yes,
like
this is true.
I'm looking at
Okay,
Tom
yep. So we
Cruise's
can go
front
ahead
tooth.
and move into.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
What?
I
Oh,
know
his
I'm looking up
tooth?
Tom Cruise's tooth. Yeah, yeah. I
I
can
am.
kind of see it. Yeah, it's an
Yep.
interesting one.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So final few wee sections, to legit to fit, who are the best outfits in the movie. There's a lot of very kind of mid, 90s, late 80s sort of outfits in this, so it's a tough one to pick, but I think it has to be Robert Duvall.
Thank you. I was like, please be Robert Duvall.
I think he's the
Like
only,
his tractor
yeah.
outfit, like his mellow yellow
He's
outfit.
the only one who has any sort of interesting choices in his wardrobe at all. Everybody else is just
Which
like,
hat he's gonna wear that's like barely perched on his head. I
yeah,
can't.
exactly. Yeah, so it was
How
great.
he wears his
Hmm.
headphones.
Exactly. It's just a style icon.
A
Um,
total, total.
so Andy's Animal Acting Award for excellence in animal acting, and I'm afraid it's a NA. No animals in this.
Yeah.
Certainly
None.
nothing. There's maybe stuff in the background here and there, but none of note.
It,
Nothing that is
there
award
weren't
worthy.
even like cows on
His
Harry's
farm?
farm.
No, exactly.
He was just spraying
I mean,
pesticides.
I respect it because, like, obviously you want to keep those animals away from the fast cars, but still, you do. Dangerous for animals out there in those
It's
racetracks.
true. It's true.
Okay,
Okay.
so Beth, for Days of Thunder, would you revisit, remember, refuse, or redo?
I do watch this at least once a year, I think.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know why. I think it's just like it's like a comfort movie for
Sure, I
me.
can understand
I
that.
like I just feel like it's like a warm blanket.
Uh-huh.
I know the music. I know, you know, it's like and the kids got we watched it as a family last night. The kids got bored when like the actual plot was happening,
Sure.
but like the racing itself, I love watching that shit.
It was pretty exciting. It was well shot, I must say.
Even as a
Yeah,
Yankee from
absolutely.
Southern California.
Ah, the worst. The pits. A coastal elite.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Um,
What about you? Having knowing that you walked out of this is the only
Knowing
worst
that this
movie
is the
you've ever
first time.
walked out of. You walked out of other movies, or
No,
this was the first movie you walked out
first
of?
and
This is the
only.
only movie. Okay.
Um, so this is the first time I've seen it all the way through. I
Yeah.
like I had fine time
You were
with
like,
it.
who's gonna win? What's gonna happen?
Yeah.
Is it gonna
Like
end happily?
I do have a lot of like have a lot of time for these kind of like cheesy sort of like Jerry Bruckheimer, Don Simpson sort of like movies. Like I love so many of the movies that they have
Same.
produced.
Yeah.
So like, and I think that there's a lot of others that I would probably have a lot more fondness for than this. I think just probably because of the subject, because like, obviously like as I was saying, it's not like as big a thing in this country, so that kind of hook isn't there.
Yeah.
Um,
That's
so,
fair.
so like I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it well enough, and it was also brisk, which I appreciate. But like yeah, I think it would probably be a remember for me.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like a soft. I don't think it's hurt to refuse. It's like a product of its time. Especially if you're interested in this type of thing, I think it's good fun. I think it looks great. But yeah, probably a remember, I think.
Yeah. I just like love, when people have hobbies or like do things that I would never do,
Sure.
but like they're super into it. And like my best friend's parents go to a lot of NASCAR races
Uh-huh.
and they're like super fans. They get like pit passes and all that kind of stuff. And she's like, yeah, this was like in the 90s when they were going or like early 2000s. And she was like, yeah, you can just like walk around and they'll be, you're getting like handed a free carton sample of cigarettes and like, just, I was like, that's so,
That's very
1998. I
of
was like,
very
that's
of the
so
time.
cool.
Yeah.
That's so cool, man.
Oh,
Don't smoke. Cigarettes are bad.
no, they are.
Yeah. But I think
That's
I think it's just like it is like much like football. It's like it's something that's an American pastime for some people, and it's just like a fascinating
and
view.
I wonder as well, like I mean, I went to a Formula One race when I was in Australia. I think I've talked about this before in the podcast, and like I literally went because some other guys in the hostel I was in were going, and also the Who were playing as part of it, and I was like, I kind of want to see the Who,
Oh,
and
I don't think you talked about
probably
this.
not. Okay, maybe I
Uh-uh.
haven't. So
I saw
like,
the Who too.
um,
Did you see with John Entwistle or after John Entwistle
this would have
passed?
been 2009, I think. So whenever that would have been, I don't remember honestly what the makeup of the band was.
Okay.
But like the actual race itself was kind of interesting in that it was a wee bit like a festival. Like you were just kind of walking around, milling about, drinking, like paying attention to the race sometimes, but also just like wandering around, seeing what people were doing, seeing what was happening, in different places. And I imagine NASCAR is probably a little bit similar to that, considering the length of the thing. And
Yeah.
like I can see the appeal a lot more from that kind of point of view,
People
you know.
like at the center of the track, if people don't kind of know what the layout is, like the center of the track, it's full of camper vans and everyone's like partying and
Yeah,
raging within their RVs and like everyone's sitting on top of their RVs like while these cars are like circling.
yeah.
So there's
That
like an element of danger and then you've got the stands on the other side of the track and
that
like
kind
the
of rocks.
bank of the track, like the
Yeah.
steepness of it. I remember seeing Tony Hawk like skateboarding down it, and he was like freaked out. He's like, "This is really scary."
That's
So
nuts.
I know,
From him, that is insane.
I know.
Okay.
I do have because it's Nicole Kidman.
Yeah.
Okay, just three quick things
Okay.
about her. So noted comedian R.I.P. Joan Rivers considered her to be one of the most intelligent and funniest actresses in Hollywood. She also considered her to be among the last real movie stars, which I love that term and like how that gets thrown around right now. Um, she often teaches herself various skills for different roles. Among them, she knows how to twirl and throw knives due to her role in Paddington,
Wow.
for which she also took a taxidermy class as part of her preparation. She has a skydiving license, which I didn't know you needed to get or could get. Like,
Fascinating.
ugh, ugh, that's not my thing. Would
No.
you skydive?
Yeah, I would.
No.
I'm,
Nope.
I'm,
No, you
I've
can't.
done bungee jump before and I wasn't crazy about that, but I would like to try skydiving at some point. Yeah. It's
Ugh.
not like high up my list, but if it was on the table, I would give it a go. Yeah.
Okay. She owns alpacas at her ranch in Nashville.
Cool.
So,
Um,
and then yeah, more notes on diapers. So that's what I have.
as you know, we're obviously doing this series, and I think I've talked about watching Margot Has Money Problems, and she shows
Hmm.
up in that in a very cool way, like in a cameo. It's a really awesome cameo, and it's a lot of fun. But yeah, that show was good. Um, okay, so Beth, we've reached, obviously the question of the week. What's been bringing you joy?
I haven't seen Shogun. Uh,
Yeah, well, there we go. That's the question of
with
the biannual question.
but I know. Okay, I'm gonna start like I'm gonna I'm
Mhm.
gonna surprise you at some point in the next 4 years, Andy.
Sure.
Okay, what's been bringing me joy? I wrote it down, so I don't have to think about it. Um, I even had to label my papers
Uh-huh.
by
Do you want me to do mine?
yeah, no, I'm
Okay,
ready.
okay,
Widow's Bay.
okay, it rocks.
It's I thought it was over. There was like I thought it was over. I thought I finished the
Oh,
series.
really? You haven't seen it
And then I
all?
was like, "Oh, Mike, we should watch it." Yeah. I'd only watched like 6 episodes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so very surprised to find out there's more.
Yeah,
So did a rewatch of the first episode and like laughed my ass off. Like I didn't quite understand like I don't know. Like it's already like I'm watching it, but I'm also rewatching it. Highly recommend a watch rewatch already.
yeah, it's
It's really
great.
funny. Laugh
It's
out loud.
I,
LOLing.
it's a very good show. Yeah, I really liked it a lot. I
Um,
actually ended up watching some videos that kind of like unpack some of the mysteries and what certain things mean, and like the level of detail in that show is absolutely insane. It's very interesting. Like they really have went to great lengths to really kind of stack, like to fit everything together and stack everything together in cool ways.
Go and like I saw some interview with I don't want to mispronounce his name, the lead actor.
Oh, Reese Evans.
Yeah.
No, it's not Reese
Thank you.
Evans. That's not right.
No,
That's
it's
another guy.
Andy's gonna mind palace it.
I am.
Look
I
in your
am.
garden palace. So
Matthew
Matthew
Reese.
Reese, yes, he was like props to Apple because they're like only like production company right now that will like try anything different or new. And I was like, good on you, Apple. And
They
I don't
like
say that ever. So
they have like their content in terms of their series content. There's not a ton of stuff on Apple TV, but I think they are probably the most consistent streamer. Like there's loads of really quality shows on there. There really is.
and
Um,
Greyhound.
then
Good
Greyhound,
Dad Core,
exactly,
don't forget.
exactly. Um, love
What's
it.
been bringing you joy?
So I've been playing. It's just something I've been trying to get off the ground for a while. Is there's a video game called RV There Yet, where you are a group of guys who have went on an RV trip. There has been like a rock slide, and you have to navigate this crazy path to get your RV back home. It rocks. It's like a kind of budget like game. It's not like super high high graphics or anything like that, but like it's basically you're these like these small guys and like you've got winches on either side of your RV and you're just trying to get through these crazy situations. There are dedicated buttons for taking out a cigarette and smoking it, and you get like a speed power up for smoking cigarettes and stuff. It's so much fun. So
That
like
is hilarious.
it was exactly as janky and kind of fun and like stupid as I was hoping it would be. Like basically at various points bears will just turn up and start like ripping walls off your RV and stuff like that. So it was just great fun. So yeah,
They should have had you drive to a NASCAR rally.
oh, you're right. I mean, I haven't done all the levels yet, so we'll find out.
I
Okay,
love it.
Beth, can you tell everybody where they can find us?
You can find us at movietestofTime.com. And yeah, we're taking requests for what are we doing next month? Did you figure that
Next
out yet?
week, oh, we're not sure what we're doing next month actually. So if
Yeah.
you've got suggestions, let us know. Next
Please
week
let us
is
know.
Eyes Wide Shut actually
Eyes
as
wide
well.
shut. Yes,
Yes,
yes.
it is.
So,
Okay.
love all of the conversations and messages. So, thanks for playing, everyone.
Something I need to note just before we wrap up here. I did
Yes.
do a wee search for Widow's Bay to get Matthew Reese's name, and
Did we
if you
say it
type in
wrong?
Widow's Bay, it says, "Did you mean the next Martha's Vineyard and definitely not cursed?" Which rocks. That's great. All right. Okay, that's it. We're done. Okay.
It's so good.
So we've reached the end of this week's episode, and as always, we'd like to say goodbye to our dirty and masculine fans.
We
Goodbye.
love you
We love
guys.
you. Bye bye bye.
Bye. Bye bye.